here at the start of a new week, Monday. My home right now is possibly under attack by wasps. I don't think they are murder hornets. They're small. They could be baby murder hornets. I don't know. So I could freak out at any moment making these picks, or I could become greatly distracted. I am greatly distracted right now, and I will continue to be so. This is the second wasp slash hornet slash baby murder hornet that we've had in the house today. So we'll see what happens. Right now, we think we have them trapped. The one behind the sheer curtains in the big window of my main room here. But you know, we don't know. We don't know. We'll see what happens. So anyway, let's get to a little bit of gambling, a little bit of talking, a little bit of fun stuff. Lots of stuff happened over the weekend. There would be a lot of tabs that I would have to open up to show all of it. So I'm just going to recap it here since I recapped a good bit of it Saturday night since we were live. And give you basically a rundown from Thursday to today. Where do we stand? Um, so overall, having looked through everything, in terms of what did we wager, what did we risk in in both daily fantasy and sportsbook betting. And on the sportsbook bet side of things, okay, we had our free bet with Bubba, so we won't worry about that. We had a $20. We had $50 total on Paul Casey. We had $50 total on Justin Rose. So that's 100. Then we had a $10 bet on Wise, a $10 bet on Doc Redman. That's 120. Another $10 total on Sungai M. That's 130. $20 on individual bets that I made for single holes. So that's 140. And then a $40 bet that I put on Dustin Johnson on the last round. So overall, that's a total of $180 in the sportsbook bets, plus a $5 bet on a parlay that we had on the MMA. So that's a total of $185 wagered. Then in terms of what did we bring back, we brought back $85 from our Doc Redman bet for the top 20. We brought back, if you add them up, it's a total of $42 between the two best hole bets that we made on hole 16 on Friday and Saturday. So that's 42 plus 85. That's 127. And then we brought back $70 on our Dustin Johnson 30% profit boost. So that's 100. That's 197, I believe, right? So let me add it up again real quick for us. 50 on Paul Casey, 50 on Justin Rose. That's 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 190, 191. So we'll call it 198 total in money that we laid out on the sports book from Thursday on. 198 with 85 85 127, 197. 197. So 198 that we sent out, 197 we brought back. So basically, even on the sports book, $1 down. Right? Yeah, $1 down. And but heck, like I said, we had had almost $200 worth of fun betting on that. On the fantasy draft side, we had a total of 1, 2, 3. Well, we had 4. We had we had 5 straight KBO double up wins, but that went back before Thursday. So if we only go from Thursday, we had a KBO bet on Thursday, a KBO double up on Friday, a double up on Saturday, and a double up on Sunday. So we had 4 of them at $25 each. So that was a $100 risk. In terms of the other bets we had, it was 117, 120, 122, 138, 140, 145, 150, 153. So we had 153 total dollars bet on the on all fantasy of last Thursday through Sunday. 153. We won 75. Oh no, we won back 50. Yeah, we won back 50, 100, 150, 153. So again, pretty much exactly even where we wound up. Did not lose anything, did not really gain anything. And that was the recap of everything. We had a couple of good opportunities. We were right in it for one of our NASCAR races. In fact, we lost. We were out of the money by a ridiculous thing. What was it? We were out of the money by it was a 11,890 person tournament. The top 2,900 got paid. We finished 2,922nd, so we were half a point away from the money. Again, we picked the winner. We had Hamlin, Logano, Bowman, Reddick, Jones, and Suarez. Hamlin did great, led 49 laps, 86 points. Jones was great, started at 38th place, finished in 3rd. Reddick struggled, only got 6 points. Suarez did fine. He was our big money saver. He got us 20 points. Logano was a disappointment. 9,400. He only got us 32 points. Finished in 24th. Never led the race. Never led anything. Never had fast laps. Something like that. Disappointment. Bowman was good. Started in 27th. Finished in 9th. Got us 53 points. So we would take it. Yeah, but we were very close on the money there. We were very close on. Well, we had one MMA winner where we had a small $3 win on a $2 contest. But we were right in there on both of our other contests. We it came down to that final fight with Poirier and Hooker. We had Hooker, and it went to the decision. Even in the loss, Hooker scored 97.5 points. So that was a fine performance by him. 155 strikes and 4 takedowns. Hooker was our leading scorer on one of our teams that did not win, and he lost. We had Allen who won, Green who won, Worthy who won, Hanson who won, and none of them scored as much. We had a win by decision, a win by submission. We had a win by decision and 3 wins by submission. None of them scored as much as Hooker, who lost. Um, so that was a heck of that. That was like I had mentioned before. Sometimes in a fantasy that would have been a fine opportunity right there for double up on that main event. If you took both sides, you would have still scored almost 100 points from the loser, and then had the other side covered as well. So there are fights like that. We just didn't quite nail that one down. We would have been better off to double up on that and switch out of definitely Woodson, who was the downfall there. But anyway, so that's what we have. That's the recap from the weekend. I just didn't want to go into all those tabs and Rev, how's it going? Did you get any of that? Did you get any of that Worthy money I mentioned to you on Saturday? You pulled that upset off, like I had advised to go with. Hooker put up a hell of a fight in that main show, but he couldn't quite pull it off. Yeah, that's what I did too, man. I did it. I put a parlay. Yeah, I put a parlay on that too, and I really thought when Hooker started taking him to the ground, uh, I thought he was gonna win that fight. I thought he was gonna win that fight. Yeah, it was a hell of a fight. That goes way back to the old. What was that? Forrest Griffin and who the hell did he fight back in the day? Remember, Forrest Griffin and I can't remember the name of the guy that he fought. But I think you gotta know the fight I'm talking about. It was back 15 years ago when Forrest Griffin fought somebody. It was a hell of a fight. But that was a fantastic fight. If he would have taken it, that would have been a nice. I just did a nice take for it. I just did a recap of my entire gambling from Thursday to now, and wound up being even on the sports book and the fantasy drafts. The Dustin Gaucher fight. I don't remember it for sure. I probably know it, but yeah. If you've never seen the Forrest Griffin, what the hell was the name of that other guy that he fought? Jesus, I want to make me Google it. It was an amazing fight. Forrest Griffin. Stephen Bonner. Yeah, Griffin versus Bonner. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, Griffin versus Bonner. Check out the that fight. Looks like it's on YouTube. But that was an unbelievable fight. Um, yeah, dude, set it up and we could get rolling on that, man. I've been doing a lot of the KBO, the Korean baseball betting, and like I mentioned on the Big Room stream where you were at there, uh, I was getting into soccer for a little bit, but I just wasn't having. I wasn't able to. Well, for some reason, my mind just was not grasping it well, and I was not able to uh, get a foothold on that. But I'd love to bounce some ideas off you on and get a couple of lineups going in soccer. See what we can get going there on that. What kind of lineups we could maybe build. Have you on as a guest soccer analyst. Um, I definitely need the help on that. And it does look like finally Major League Basketball is coming back, baseball is coming back. So we're getting there. I do, but right now I'm doing mainly. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about. That's like right now. I'm primarily betting Korean baseball, mixed martial arts, and NASCAR and golf. Those are the four main areas that I'm gambling in terms of daily sports, and then I'm putting sportsbook bets on a couple different ones of them. And I did the Bundesliga for a while, but I had zero success. Like I played maybe 4 or 5 tournaments and did not win anything on any of them. But yeah, so that would be fantastic if you get a dude. If you actually, you know what else? If you get an account going, let me give you my I, I had to explain the current Champions League. Yeah, I think I understand the basic. Yeah, Dortmund did cost me money from the German league. See, you should have told me that ahead of time. That was yeah. But I understand the basic structure of how the what do you call it? How the league works. But yeah, dude, if you're gonna create an account, I know there's something I can give you some information. Oh, here we go. Wait, let me get this. If I give you this, then I think you get a bonus when you log in, and so do I, or when you sign up. I think if it lets me. There we go. Here, let me paste this in the room. Oh, come on, motherfucker. There. If you use that link, that will get. Let me see what it gets you. Yeah, you'll get 20 free bucks. You'll get $20 free uh, to gamble with. So all you gotta do is you gotta sign up, be the first time. Use that link that I sent you, and you have to deposit a minimum of $20. Once you deposit the $20, then you'll get an additional $20, and I will too. It's not actually you don't actually get dollars. They're called DK dollars. Um, they have the same currency on the site as regular dollars, but you have to gamble with them. Like you can't withdraw those $20. You have to gamble with it. But yeah, that would totally give you a free $20. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Um, but yeah, make sure next time you have a bunch of friends over, give them that link. Tell them to sign up and and then check it out if they want to get some gambling going. I was about to run through some of the Korean baseball for today. I've been on a pretty good streak with Korean baseball lately. I had 5 out of 6 $25 double up wins. So, but I think I'm going to go with a bit of a $12 single entry tournament this tonight, tomorrow, Tuesday night, basically. Tuesday afternoon. Um, But yeah, let me jump into here. Yeah, no rush, dude. No rush. Like I said, I do this. I stream on the gambling stream virtually every day except Sundays right now, which I know will change when the NFL starts rolling. Um, Interesting. Um, yeah. Get an account going. Spread the word. Um, like I said, if you've seen my bio on my personal BB Rumble account, that's all true. Like I put $200 in to start gambling way back when, and I have gambled over $100,000 worth of stuff since then without having to reinvest. Haven't made 100,000, but I've gambled $100,000 worth of bets, uh, and I've taken out a few. I don't know, probably 7 to 10,000 over the years. But I will, like I said, if you have fun gambling, I will keep you in the game and make sure you don't have to reinvest more money. Um, and I have fun on all of it. Like, I will have fun on soccer again at some point because I just like working out the numbers. I like working out the. No, I didn't see. Somebody accused. Uh, there was something in the gloves. No, I didn't see that. I didn't really see much yesterday. I watched. Yesterday there were three NASCAR races and golf that I was tracking. But I didn't say anything about somebody accusing somebody of having something in the. What did Fury say? I don't know if did you see that worthy guy, the guy I said for the upset? He fought. Oh, nice. Addressing. Nice.
This is just a quick video to address all this foul play talk from Deontay Wilder and his team. I just read an article before saying that I might have had some blunt objects in my gloves. Yeah, two big 19 stone 7, 275-pound destroyers in each glove. So yeah, getting punched up the temple may do that to you. But not unless Deontay Wilder's own trainer Jay Diaz was in on a conspiracy as well, along with all the Las Vegas State Commission guys who never left the room. Jay Diaz was in the room while I had my hands wrapped. He examined them. He was in there when I had my gloves put on, examined them. And everybody else was in the room. They don't leave you. We all know this. So everybody citing foul play. Bullshit.
Nice.
And next time, I'll put a dent in his boxing career, end it, because it'll be 2 knockout losses in a row. Bye-bye forever.
Nice. That was classic. Yeah, you know what? That's actually why I stayed away from Perry a little bit. It made me nervous uh, that he was fighting with just his girl in the corner. That I was like, I don't know about that, man. I mean, he still pulled it off. He still did well, but I'd stayed away from that for sure, just because don't need that kind of questions and wonderings when it comes to those fights. By the way, if you see me looking around at all, I don't know if you saw the very beginning. My house may be under attack by wasps. Um, there's been at least 2 in the house today. I don't think they're Japanese murder hornets, or they could be baby Japanese murder hornets. Uh, yeah, dude. There's no doubt. Perry was like, he was like, fuck all y'all. None of you gave me a chance. The cornermen want to take my credit. The coaches want to take the credit. He was definitely feeling it. Both apparently both pre and post. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I hope it's not those murder hornets from Japan. If they are, they're babies. Because these are small. They're small, but they could be baby. I mean, I'm sure murder hornets are babies, right? At some point, they're not just born full-fledged murder hornet. Like at some point, they're tiny murder hornets, and then they grow up and they become giant monster murder hornets. And these are not giant monster murder hornets, but they could be baby murder hornets. I don't know. And now there's no more MMA until July 11th, I think, because they're moving to Fight Island, right? And that should be interesting to see how that pans out. Damn murder hornets. But yeah, dude, I'm gonna jump through here. I'm gonna run. Fight Island, right? That's what I'm saying, man. That's gonna be quite. It's gonna be quite the experiment. There's the whole Fight Island thing is gonna go one of two ways, man. It's gonna be this dream, uh, uh, fight, utopia, or somebody's gonna get the COVID, take it to the island, and then everything's gonna become like a leper colony. It's gonna be like one of those two things. Yeah, dude. Dana was like, "We're buying." John Oliver was hilarious though, dude. I don't know if you saw him making fun of the whole Fight Island thing. Like, there's so many better names. How could you not use it? It's right there. UFC, SEA. How could you not go UFC, Dana? It's right there. It's staring you in the face. UFSEA. See. Yeah. Yeah. I don't particularly agree with Dana's politics, but the entire time I've thought if I had a business, that's the guy. It's one of the guys I want running it because he definitely doesn't take any bullshit.
Nope.
We have our Hornet Hunter now. In the our Hornet Hunter is also allergic to stings.
Definitely.
Deathly allergic, but he's got the skills to murder hornets.
Murder hornets.
Yeah, to murder hornets. See, this was my fear about closing. Oh boy, I don't see him.
I don't see him either.
This is my fear about closing the shears,
We lose them.
that we would lose them.
Sure.
Yeah, unless he's on my back right now, I don't know it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, this is all being streamed. Our buddy Rev is in the room.
I'm gonna sneak around behind you.
That's okay. Here, I see.
Hi.
That's our murder hornet killer. See how exciting this is?
Thrilling. Not seeing it, man.
It looked like it could have been a baby murder hornet.
Sure.
Like from what I've seen.
Right. Good. It's gonna wait.
Yeah, dude, the its way or my way thing is great when it comes to UFC. Maybe not necessarily in politics, but in the UFC, it's the perfect attitude to have.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Why don't we open? Go
ahead.
Oh, let's open them now. Since they've been peeking and we don't see them, let's do this. Here he is.
Where? Oh, there he is.
Here he is. He's above me. Oh boy.
Yeah, he's there.
Murder Hornet down.
Dead.
All right.
Victory!
Murder Hornet down.
Woo! Head
All right.
Yay!
Woo. Open that up. Let's get some wind going in here. That was exciting. That was a Murder Hornet death. We killed a Murder Hornet.
It's just a tiny little black brown hornet. Tiny little brown hornet. What? What'd you break?
Jack, the shear's on the left here now. Look, on the left.
No.
I got the dual stinger. Goodbye.
Okay, that's fine. I was
You caught me with a stinger in my hand. That's a
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Rev. Boxing is a disaster.
open.
And it's been a disaster for a long time. And the fact that Dana encourages
Yes.
and comes up with bonuses for people to not leave it in the hands of the judge is the way to go. It's definitely the way to go. And I also like that Dana doesn't mind speaking out whenever he thinks a judge blows it. Did you see that? Did you see that fight that who went on Saturday with Sato? I couldn't believe that referee didn't stop that fight quicker. I don't remember who Sato's opponent was. Oh, Witt, right? Sato versus Witt on Saturday. Sato knocked that guy down. He got back up, and then he started. And that. Yeah, did you see that? That was such bullshit. Like, I'm a big fan of letting the fight go and giving a guy a chance, but that was definitely at least a few extra too many pounds to the head. And like again, I'm totally in favor of it, and I understand it's a hard job, but that referee just looked like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Yeah, it's totally hard. I'm sure, dude. I'm sure it's hard to judge if you're in the actual octagon, but that dude was leaning in, looking like he was looking for something that everybody else was already seeing. And that referee was like, nope, still waiting for something. You know, it pissed me off a little bit because that guy's getting paid to do that job. Yeah. Yeah. And we'll see how he goes. His name was Chris Coyote, I think, was the name of the referee, which also makes me question, really? Is your name really Chris Coyote and you're the... Or did you come up with a stage name as a referee? It looks like the Murder Hornet might have eaten our drapes or something and made it impossible to open them again. So that's bad. Yeah, that was his name, dude. Chris Coyote. He reminded me of... Who was that? There was a referee...
Wiley.
No, yeah. Do you remember the name of that referee we hated, Dave, back in the day? Remember for...
Mazzagatti or?
what's it, Mazzagatti? Yeah.
Mazzagatti?
Steve Mazzagatti. That was it. Yeah, this Murder Hornet has caused chaos. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, Mazzagatti back in the day... Hated him, dude. One of the worst referees I've ever seen. I don't think he's around anymore. And you could tell he was biased. I mean, I questioned the whole Brock Lesnar moving over to UFC, but Brock Lesnar was a beast. And there's that one fight where he was fighting, where Lesnar was fighting, somebody. Not Orlovsky. Maybe it was Orlovsky. I don't remember, and you could see the dude got Lesnar in a leg lock and a knee lock, and was putting pressure on him, and Lesnar tapped, and Mazzagatti was like, didn't stop the fight, kept it going because you could tell he wanted this guy to fucking hurt Brock. Oh, wait, he's a terrible official in the Premier League.
So you checked the temperature?
Yeah, fine.
I mean, so it didn't.
Jump over here. But yeah, dude, I mean, you're always gonna have problems with referees in whatever sport you're dealing with. I'm gonna jump over here, right? I have to start watching more soccer, man. I mean, I do not I don't watch enough of it to be sure to get a good feel for it. Hell, I watch more NASCAR and I don't enjoy watching NASCAR at all. I only watch NASCAR if I have money on it though, so that's something. Let's jump over here. Bring it down to here. But this is what I'm looking at for the KBO for tonight, going into early tomorrow morning. Um, yeah, dude, MMA. I've been an MMA fan. How old are you again? I don't remember. I think you were mid-20s. No, I don't remember. But I'm sure I've been an MMA fan longer than you've been alive. Uh, 28. Okay. Yeah, it was probably right around when you were born that I got into MMA back in the early '90s when you had Dan Severance and those guys fighting. Yeah, no, that makes total sense. That's legit. That's fair. That's totally fair. But but yeah, it was somewhere in whatever that was in the old early '90s with Dan Severance and Frank Shamrock and Hoist Gracie. The first Gracie that I ever saw back in those days. Um, that's when I started to become an MMA fan, and then it went away for a while there because it got outlawed in so many of the states and areas, and they really couldn't even fight. That's when Dan came in and started organizing shit. Because back in the day, they couldn't have they didn't have weight classes back in the day. Hand of K Rock getting me a drink. The Hand of K Rock says hello. Yeah, back in the day, they had no weight classes in the UFC. There was he says, "Hey, K Rock." Yeah, dude, I know. I know exactly how it gets there, dude. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm probably still. Uh, I probably still fall into the casual fan category. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe slightly more than casual fan. For a while there was definitely hardcore on it. Um, haven't followed it as much the prior to this year. I mean, this year for the year or two before that. Yep, there's K Blues in the room. Um, but I'm definitely getting more into it again as I get more into the fantasy aspect and sportsbook again. For a while there, I used to gamble with a buddy of mine. That's why you see the link goes to Monte Carlo Twins and not BB Rumble, because he and I would always place all of our bets together back in the day. Yeah. It's a Twitch K Rock conduit. She's got more autonomy and her AI is way better than your average bot. There's an interesting note too about this Daewoo Kim is the projected starting pitcher for the Giants, and he will not receive fantasy points as he's being listed at first base. That is intriguing. What kind of trickery is that? I hope that's not the case. I just saw a story last night on something, Skynet, that there's some company actually named themselves Skynet now. A computer company that does stuff. That can't be good. So what am I looking at here? Yeah, it could be. I don't remember. I saw it last night or the night before. I can't remember what it was. They seemed like a legit company of some sort. Yeah, anything you could do to go on Skynet, cash on that name. No reason not to. I don't do the MacBooks. I'm a PC guy. Yeah, your Wi-Fi name, your local Wi-Fi network. Change that to Skynet. People are looking to connect to the internet, right? Oh yeah. Yeah, I should have named my local Wi-Fi Skynet. Didn't think of it because I'm dumb. Call it yeah, just call it Fukushima Zone, right? The Fukushima Zone. Yeah, Tiki to mention you stopped by his art stream the other day, last night or something. And he was pretty psyched about that. Yeah, T's always been like that, man. Ever since we were kids. Yeah, we've known each other for. I met T when he was 5 years old and I was 7. And that was a long time ago. 42 years ago. So we've known each other for 42 years. And he was just a youngin'. I mean, he was 9 years old. He started drawing comic book characters and superhero figures and supervillains and stuff like that, freehand, and yeah, we would all play role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons and Marvel superheroes and stuff like that. And he was just drawing characters. We would all draw characters, and we were okay. But T just started getting better and better. We were like, fuck it, draw my character too, man. And then he went away to art school and became good at the painting. Yeah, he bounces around. Like it's the tricky thing about it when the virus isn't around is it's all nothing's guaranteed. So you got to find you got to get work on a project, and then you're good to go as long as that project lasts. Then if it goes away, and you're always working with different bosses, too, so you got to deal with who's the director or the department manager or whoever it is that you're answering to, and it can be different environment depending upon what the project is. But the key thing is just to find something that you like to do, that you don't hate. Someday I'll turn the gambling thing into my yeah. Yep. That's exactly right, yeah. Yeah, someday I will my regular job is oh hell yeah. My regular job is great because I get to do 99% of my work from home. I get to work. I work on the computer, and I work 50 to 65 hours a week, but I get to do it from the house, with rare trips that I gotta take to go meet clients. But most of it I get to do right here at this exact location. But someday I'd like to get to a point where I could regularly be betting enough money, have enough set aside, enough of a nest egg, that I'd be able to bet enough so that instead of taking, $5,000 out of my account every 6 years, I could take, a couple grand out every month. Yeah. Both my sisters have been bartenders basically their entire life. I have two younger sisters, and basically both of them have been in the bartending industry for 20, 25 years each. Not chefing. They don't do any cooking. They just do. Well, one does just pure bartending, and the other one does bartending and serving, and a little bit of managing of the local restaurant that she works at, which is cool. Yeah, COVID's gonna shut down America again. It's happening already. Florida, Georgia, Texas, they're all losing it. That'd be why hell. That's why I'm lucky. That's why I can still do my regular job. But man, if I could stream 8 hours a day and just do gambling the entire time, rather than having to work 50 to 65 hours a week and stream for an hour or two at night to do gambling, hell yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat. Or play poker. I'm pretty good at playing poker too. But I don't want to play poker online. I want to play poker in person. Is he Texas Hold'em, I assume, right? That's what most of the world plays. Yeah, I've done it online before. I've done all right with it. I just find myself getting stuck in a cycle of not trusting the software that I'm gambling on. Yeah, yeah, I made some money on it back in it. I haven't played online poker in probably 5 years or so. I did all right on it prior to that. Took a couple of the online tournaments. Again, nothing major, nothing big. But I've done well in person. I go to Foxwoods. I don't know if you ever heard of Foxwoods Casino. Poker's all about theory and reading people, math. If you know the statistics, and you can read how is someone playing, that's the key. That's the key. And know the odds, know what you've got, or the odds of who's got something better. Oh yeah, Rounders is one of my favorite movies, man. Yeah, Rounders is fantastic, and John Malkovich. Right, I'll splash the pot whenever I want to. Yeah, dude, Malkovich, his don't splash the pot. Don't tell me not to splash the pot, right? That's a great scene, man. It's great. That's a great movie. It's just great. Yeah, you know what? I, I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean. I throw a lot of that. I have a small group: K Rock and T and Adam and Dave, and it's intentionally small because Adrian, a friend of ours, Adrian, they don't. You throw out too many references in public, people are like, "What? What are you? What are you talking about?" And yeah, if I was a character in Rounders, I'd probably be like the Tortoro. You know, yeah, I'd probably be like the John Tortoro character in Rounders, the guy that grinds it out, and although I probably wouldn't become a thing of it because I am willing to take the big bet and the big risk when it pops up. You know, that's one of the key things. You got to be ready to go. You got to be ready to go when it's time to go if you're playing poker. Yeah, you. That's another reason I'm happy about my job. 95% of it is me here at the house working online with people. I'm not talking to people. And then occasionally talking to them on the phone and rarely talking to them on video. But I could see something online and think it or even say it out loud and it doesn't go anywhere because I'm just in a meeting that's online. So I'm like, "Ooh, I probably don't want to say that to the person I'm talking to." One funny story I have is about keeping things in check. I don't know if you know the comedian Andrew Dice Clay. He was big back in the, I guess, 90s, 80s, 90s. I don't remember for sure. But he was pretty popular back then, Andrew Dice Clay. He was hilarious. And he has this, he was vulgar. I mean, vulgar as all get out. I mean, he just swore and had, yeah, the Dice Man. Exactly. You know him then. It was hilarious. I mean, if you're into that kind of comedy, which I am if it's done right. And he did a great job. With his vulgar nursery rhymes. And he had this bit wherever he was talking about having sex with some girl, and at first, it's the first time, and she's like, "Huh, that was my first time. I never did anything like that before. And he goes, oh yeah, really? Where'd you learn that trick about with the carrot up your ass? And it's a hilarious bit. And I was at a party with Tiki one day, and I don't remember where it was. It was some hotel somewhere. And we were at this party. I didn't know anybody at the party except for Tiki. And people were talking about. There was like, I don't know, maybe 30 people in this suite, and there were people around talking about all kinds of different shit. And this one girl literally pulls out this line where she says, "Oh yeah, that was the first time I ever had sex," and I just instinctually said, "Oh yeah, where'd you learn that trick with the carrot up your ass?" Whole room, dead silent. Like everyone just like looked at me like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Dice." And Tiki looked at me and was like, "I'm with you, man. I'm with you." But it was hilarious. I was like, "Nobody else got that?" Oh, okay. But yeah, it was. Then everyone went back, but it was a hilarious moment, man. Everyone was just like it was. You could people that weren't even involved. Yeah, yeah. Anyone? No. Ah, shit. There's like people that were not even involved in the conversation. All they heard was "carrot up your ass," and and the whole room was like what? And the girl looked at me like I was sick or something. Like, oh, how we? And I was like, no, okay, okay, yeah, dude. The whole, yep. I said it loud. Like I definitely said it loud because there was a lot of people in it, and it wasn't like I screamed it, but I said it loud enough because I wanted the girl to hear it because I thought this is hilarious. And it was loud enough so that everybody heard it, and everybody definitely heard it. You know, everybody definitely heard it because they all it was like it was ridiculous. It was like out of a movie. It was you had the classic people just just the cacophony of carrot up your ass, and everyone just silence, silence. It is good to your vegetables. You know what? Actually, the guy who played Darth Vader in the original Star Wars, David Prowse, the big guy that was in the Vader suit back in the original trilogy, told me in person to make sure I ate my vegetables one day. He told K Rock to make sure I ate my vegetables. Yep. Yep. Right in person. Yep. Eat your greens. Yeah, but he might have meant soylent greens, so I try to stay away from that part of it. Vegetables is clear. I don't know what Vader ate. We never really found out, right? Vader could have been eating some form of vegetable matter that was injected into him there. Yeah, that's true. He did not have the proper color to his skin there. He was a bit pale. Yeah, that's probably true. But the dude that played him was cool. Huge guy. Uh, if you yeah, and Death Star, that was the nickname of the guy. I bet that upset guy from MMA on Saturday night. That's his fighter nickname, Death Star. Karma Death Star worthy. Um, but yeah, if you want to see David Prowse, if you've never seen before, watch A Clockwork Orange. If you've ever seen the movie A Clockwork Orange. Um, yeah, he was. He was eating extra bacon and syrup. Lots of syrup. But yeah, the guy who played Vader was in A Clockwork Orange. Yeah, Kubrick was a very interesting character. Um, there's a there's a big bodybuilder dude that carries around a guy in a wheelchair in that movie. And the big bodybuilder dude, that's David Prowse. He's the guy that was inside the Darth Vader outfit back in the day. But yeah, I got to meet him. I got to meet Peter Mayhew, the guy, Chewbacca. I got to meet him. I got to meet Anthony Daniels and Kenny Baker for C-3PO and R2-D2. I don't remember if I did. Um, I don't know if I don't remember if I did or not. I'm gonna say I didn't. And that's definitely a missed opportunity. Um, yeah, dude, the Clone Wars TV show is fucking way better than the Clone Wars movie or Attack of the Clones or whatever it was. The show is way better than the movie. I wasn't a huge fan of the prequels. Um, the third one wasn't bad, and Darth Maul was awesome. I met Darth Maul too, by the way. Ray Park, got to meet him. But the third one wasn't bad. The Yeah, it does. I think I've seen all of them of the Clone Wars show. Thoroughly enjoyed it the whole way. I haven't watched Rebels yet. Yeah, I haven't watched Star Wars Rebels yet. Well, that's the thing, right? They wasted Darth Maul. They wasted him. Like, he was an awesome character, and for some reason they thought, hey, you know what would be a great idea? Let's kill him at the end of the first movie, and then basically replace him with Count Dooku in the second movie. And, like, why could you could have just had fucking Darth Maul in place of Count Dooku, and then you wind up in the third movie with a great showdown again with Dooku and fucking not Dooku with Maul. You have Maul at the third movie then, with a showdown between what's Anakin and Obi-Wan, right at the start of the third movie. Instead of having that weird fight with Count Dooku, Count Dooku. Come on. Yeah, the dude who played Darth Maul was amazing. Ray Park. He was also in the X-Men movie, the first X-Men movie. He played Toad. Yeah. I mean, their own prophecy, right? I mean, because they're in the first movie, they're living in a time where the Sith are essentially extinct, as far as they know, and the Jedi Council rules everything. They kind of see over Coruscant. They're like in charge of all the shit, and their prophecy is, oh, the one will bring about balance to the Force. How the fuck? What do they think balance meant? Yeah, well, they decided to let Jar Jar make the main decision, right, on giving the power over to Palpatine, which was fantastic. Good move there, guys. But I went to an auction one time. It was a Pulp Fiction and sci-fi collectibles auction, and somebody had donated a doll of Jar Jar Binks, and the auction, all the proceeds went to charity, and so people bid on this doll of Jar Jar Binks, and it wound up selling for like $27, and the guy who won it tore off his arm, pulled off the arm of Jar Jar Binks, and then re-donated it back to the auction, and then they put it up for sale again, and then it sold for like $100, and then that dude tore off the other arm and redonated. It wound up selling like 4 times, made like $600 some odd dollars for the charity. It was fantastic. Yeah, I mean, the whole Mace Windu and Palpatine fight, and the droid army, right? Right. And how didn't nobody at all get the clone, the fact that the clones were going to betray them? Like, nobody at all knew this. What was it, right? Order 66, right? Was it 66? I think, right? Order 66? Enact Order 66, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I did enjoy the one Yoda fight scene at the end of episode 2, just to see him be a little more active. That was fun. I liked how he fought, and then when he was all done, he kind of forced his cane back over to him and went right back to the limping cane thing. Yeah. And the whole first trilogy was just ill-conceived. I mean, the third movie, it seemed like they had an idea of the overall plot of that movie. The second movie was a waste of time, and with the exception of the introduction of Darth Maul, there was little of use in the first movie. You know, I mean, this whole, so what? There's a fucking trade blockade around some jungle planet Naboo, and you've got thousands of planets, and there's a trade blockade around one planet, and that becomes this, calling for no faith in the Senate head and all that. It was ridiculous. Anyway, that's some of the problem with George Lucas and that whole thing. Even the redoing the originals where they have what now? Fucking Greedo shoots first, which is bullshit. Oh, if you get me going on something sci-fi related, dude, you get me going on Star Wars, Star Trek, anything sci-fi related like that, and I'm off. That's, yeah, dude. Yeah, geeks have the power, man. That's. Yeah, I'm a big fan of most of your science fiction, fantasy works out there. I'm a huge Star Trek nerd. I love Star Trek. Um, yep. I just watched 3 of them, 3 Rick and Morty's. I still haven't seen the last 2. I gotta watch the last 2. The 2 most recent, I haven't seen them yet. I'll be completely honest with you here now. I gotta watch Twin Peaks. It's on my playlist on Netflix. I've never watched Twin Peaks. I know. Insane. Yeah, it's on my playlist. It's on my watch now list. Yeah, definitely don't blow it for me. Don't ruin it. Have you ever seen? There was a show in the '90s called Millennium. Have you ever seen Millennium? It was kind of in the same. What's his name? Chris Carter made it. The guy who did X-Files. Check out Millennium if you get a chance. There's 3 seasons. What the first 2? Figure. I won't say exactly what happens, but assume that the end of the second season is the end of the show. All right, because what happened was the second season ended, and nobody knew was the show coming back or not. Although, by what happens in the end of the second season, it certainly appears that the show's over. And the fans did their thing, and everybody called and told Fox, hey, we want to see more Millennium. So then they brought Millennium back for a 3rd season, and it was not good. It was like, I watched the 3rd season. I was a huge fan, and I watched the 3rd season, and I thought, fuck, I wish I would have left it at the 2nd season and just let it end there. That and Carnival. If you haven't seen Carnival, they're not really sci-fi. Neither one of these are science fiction, but they're definitely fantasy and that sort of thing. But if you ever check out Carnival, it was a HBO. You know what? Again, watch the first 2 seasons, and I think going in, I mean, you can watch. It's not unwatchable. But it's such a letdown compared to the first 2 seasons because it's like they abandoned everything that they had constructed in the first 2 seasons. So if you're looking to waste time, go ahead and watch the 3rd season. It's not unwatchable. It's not like, oh my god, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. It was a fine, like if it was just that, I probably would have been like, oh sure, this is a fine show. But it's not. The 3rd season is just such a drop from the first 2. Carnival, on the other hand, has 2 seasons, and both are unbelievable. Okay, I will keep that in mind. Yeah, there's none of that in season 3 of Millennium. There's no payoff. There's no payoff. There's season 1 of Millennium, season 2 of Millennium, and then there's an episode of X-Files. I don't know the name of the episode, but there's an episode of X-Files that then winds up wrapping up the Frank Black, which is the main character, storyline in that episode. Which was interesting. But yeah, definitely check out the first 2 seasons of Millennium, and then check out Carnival from HBO. Carnival can be hard to find. I know that for the longest time, the first or the 2nd season wasn't on DVD anywhere. But it's a great show. It starts Clancy Brown. Clancy Brown's one of the main characters in it. One of the main actors, I mean. He's not a character. He's an actor who plays characters. But yeah, Clancy Brown plays one of the main characters. It's about a traveling freak show, a traveling carnival that is back in the 30s. And very good versus evil, light versus dark kind of stuff. I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to give a couple of, a little bit of Korean baseball breakdown here, just so that I have some clips to post up for folks who might actually be looking to bet on the Korean baseball tomorrow morning. Yeah, if you take off, that's cool. If you stick around, if you have any questions, let me know. If you're curious about anything, and definitely get that DraftKings account going, and get your friends hooked up. Get them all bonuses. Get me all bonuses, and we can definitely get get you guys some cash flow on the gambling front. So looking at the lineups, first of all, what I'll tell you is I'm placing a couple of sportsbook bets before I jump into the fantasy draft portion of it. I am placing two separate parlays. I really like the Wiz in an upset over the Twins today, so I am going with a bet, one parlay of the Wiz, the Heroes, and the Wyverns. The Wyverns are also an upset, but not nearly as big as the Wiz. I'm going to put a small $10 bet on that. And then I'm also putting a second parlay on just the Wiz and the Heroes. Both $10. And we'll see how that goes. We'll see what happens there. But I think that the Bears are going to struggle against the Heroes, and the Twins. The Twins are right now on a 2-game win streak, and the Wiz are also on a 2-game win streak. And this is happening at the Twins, and the Twins are one of the teams, and I've talked about this in a couple of the past streams. The Twins have a weird thing where they suck at home. They have a losing record at home. They're 13-14. They're 27-20 as a team, but they're 13-14 at home. They're 14-6 on the road. They play way better on the road. And they're at home right now. And the guy that's pitching for them for the Twins, is Kim, who's nothing big. But yeah, so I like the Wiz here as an upset. So if you're looking at just placing just one bet, then I would just go with the upset of Wiz. And then my second one is Wiz and Heroes. Heroes are actually favorite to win this game. So that's one, and then finally the Wyverns. So now let's jump into some of the players and break them down. All right, so obviously one of the things that I've been saying for weeks, it seems, is who's pitching against the Eagles. The Eagles are by far the worst team. After winning 2 games in a row, they've gone right back down to losing 2 in a row, I think. Yeah, they've lost 2 in a row. They've won 12 games all year. They're 12-36. They're one of only 2 teams to score less than 4 runs per game. They're also the only team that's giving up more than 6 runs per game. They're the only. They have almost a 3-point differential per game in terms of how much they're scoring compared to what they're giving up. So yeah, so who's pitching against the Eagles? And that is Ki Young Im. Ki Young Im is a righty. The Eagles have won 10 games against righties, and they've lost 29 games against righties. So sure, they've won 10 out of their 12, but they've lost 29 out of their 36 against righties. We can look elsewhere. I think Mike Wright is a little heavily priced here. 9,500. Oh, and this is my friend Hammer again. I keep on bringing this up. I need to get a picture of Hammer at some point and put it up next to him. Because I've shown this picture to Tiki and Adam and K-Rock. And all of them are like, holy shit, that is Hammer. And I've talked to Hammer online a few times. He claims he's in Pittsburgh, but I haven't seen him in person. So I don't know for a fact that Hammer's not pitching in the Korean Baseball League. I just don't know. So, I mean, sure. Look, this guy's fine. 6 wins, 2 losses. Gives up less than a hit per inning. Good number of walks. Not an outstanding number of strikeouts. I don't see him being worth 9,500. I think he's overpriced today. So I think you got to stay away from him. Now, sure, I like the Wyverns against the Lions. But Jong-hoon Park here, Jong-hoon Park at 8,200. He's got a batting average against him of 273. And look at this last performance he had, for Christ's sake. 3 innings pitched to give up 9 runs. Who was that against? It was against the Bears, so that's something. But I cannot see spending 8,200 on this guy. So that's really making it look like Im is going to be our lock. And we need 2 pitchers, but Im will probably be our lock. Choi. It's a decent batting average against. Not a good strikeout to walk ratio. Don't love it. Don't love it. Min Ho Lee. Okay, there's not a lot of great pitchers out here tonight. Min Soo Kim. I mean, like I said, I'd like the Wiz for the upset. But look at that hit, man. Jesus, he's giving up 1.84 runners per inning. That's almost 2 runners per inning. That's not. He's got. I'm reconsidering my parlay. He's got a 368 batting average against him. All right, M is definitely going to be our lock. We're going to lock in M for sure. The question is going to be who's going to be our second guy. So what I'll normally do is I'll get my first pitcher, then we jump over to the hitters. Well, actually, let's see. Who do we want to target? We might want to look into targeting the whole Wiz Twins game. Yeah, we might want to twig it. Might want to target the Wiz Twins game. Target the Wiz Twins. Target the Wiz Twins. Target the Wiz Twins. Might want to target that. For a stack, anyway. Oh, right. And then there's this weirdness here where the pitcher for the Giants he's listed as a first baseman. I wonder, do they have the stats for... Oh, here, I'll go over here. Let me get the stats for Daewoo Kim. Because that makes me say, hey, if you're starting your pitcher, listen as a first baseman, something's funky. Let me get... Let's see. Daewoo Kim. No, that's Daewoo Lee. There's Daewoo Kim. All right, so yeah, okay, so Daewoo Kim is only pitched in relief so far this year, but he's going to start. And they're starting him at first base. Interesting. Okay. I don't understand the reasoning as to why they're doing this. Yeah, I do not understand why they're doing this. So that makes me want to look at the Dinos. I mean, the Dinos are a powerhouse anyway. That makes me want to go with the Dinos. And then we know that the Bears... Are the Bears still giving up runs? Yeah, the Bears are still the second worst team in terms of giving up runs. So we're going to be looking at... the Tigers going against the Eagles, because that's all they do is give up points. We're going to look at the Dinos. We're going to look at the Heroes. So let's lock in the Tigers, the Dinos, and the Heroes. Let's jump over to the hitters. See what we got. All right. All right, we're gonna roll, as I've said, all season long. If you're gonna work on a stack with the Heroes, you gotta get Sungbum Na. Sungbum Na is the guy. You gotta try to build around him for the Dinos. I'm not a big fan of getting Weijia Yang here. Just not. He's so expensive because he's a catcher, and definitely not a fan. Not a fan of spending that much money. Now, knowing that we will need a catcher, I will go with Dongwon Park for the Heroes. I like him much better than Yang. He's $900 cheaper. Let's throw him in there. And we're still going to need to save money somewhere, because we're at 4,400 left, and we haven't touched our other pitcher yet. Let's jump over to the lineup and take a look at their actual batting order for tomorrow. All right, for the dinos or the boy. The dinos are expensive. Oh no, okay. Here we go. The dinos are pretty expensive throughout the order. He Dong Quan is one that you gotta grab though. He Dong Quan is in the outfield right here. He's batting second. And he's only 2,900. So you gotta do that. You have to do that. If you want to complete that stack, I'm possibly looking at Jin Hyuk No, which is coming in at 4,300. Right here, he bats sixth, but he's got second base and shortstop eligibility, both of which we're going to need. So let's hold off on completing the third member of that dino stack right now, and then let's jump down and look at the Tigers and the Heroes and see if there's a few more money savers we can get to still fit in that other pitcher. So for the Wiz, we know the Wiz have some expensive guys. Mel Rojas is in at 5,900. Back Okang is in at 5,800. Young Ho Jo in the outfield, another good money saver at 2,500. And that's our last outfield spot. So if we go with him, we know we're not going with Rojas in this lineup. But we're going to need the money, so let's go with Young Hojo. Young Hojo, I guess. Young Hojo? Young Hojo. He's down here at oh. Let me look at the wrong team again. I'm not looking at the Wiz. I like the Wiz to win. Maybe I should be looking at the Wiz. Damn it. I'm going to skip over the Wiz for now. Let's look at the Heroes and the Tigers. Tigers. Leadoff guys in the outfield for 4,000. G1 Na bats fifth for 3,800. He's also in the outfield. It's one of the things about the Korean baseball is that they have so many people listed in the outfield. It's ridiculous. For the Heroes. Okay, here you go. For the Heroes, Hee-Sung Kim. Coming at 2,700. Right here. He bats second. He's pretty good on the value chart. And he's got second base and shortstop eligibility, both of which we need in this lineup. Let's throw him in at second base for now. So right there, we're off to a fairly decent start of building our team. We have our lock at this pitcher. We've got Park and Sungbom Na as two big performers. Let's jump back over now and look at where we're at on the pitching side, and who might we be able to afford. If we did spend up for Mike the Hammer Wright, see, that drops us all the way down to $39.50 per player. I don't think Park is worth it either, even though it's a $1,300 save. Sung Ho Lee. Let's see. 3 starts. Here we go. A no decision, and he finally got a win. Wasn't necessarily a great performance, giving up 8 hits in 5 innings. But he's only 6,700, and look at these two before them. He held the Dinos scoreless 4 hits and 6 innings pitched. I'm liking Sung Ho Lee as my secondary pick. My secondary pitcher. If we go with Sung Ho Lee, that leaves us $46.50 left per player. That's good. That's a lot. I'll even throw the Wiz in to look at this. Looking at the Tigers, the Wiz, the Dino, and the Heroes to fill out this roster. I may not go through the whole way here, but I think that you're looking at these two pitchers as solid lock. I wouldn't blame you if you went with Wright, especially considering his team is going against this Daewoo Kim, who's only been in the pitching and relief so far this year, and is being listed as starting at first base. Yeah, and they're making it a point: do not draft Daewoo Kim because he's not going to receive any fantasy points. So I don't blame you if you go with Wright. If you did go with Wright, and you'd have $3,900 left per player to fill in your position, and you in your positions, you could probably do it. You could probably do it. You could look at you'd have 3,900. You could look at you could get Min Sang Koo at first base for the Tigers. He's coming at 3,500. He bats 6th for the Tigers. That would fit into our value and our salary cap. If you took him, you only need 3 more positions left. You could spend up, and what you could do is you could move Hee-Sung Kim from second base over to shortstop, and then take Kyung Chang Seo from the Heroes as well. He has first base and second base eligibility, so you could put him into second base. He'd be at $4,000. You'd still need third base and an outfielder. Yeah, you'd still need third base and an outfielder, and you'd have options there. You could look at the Wiz, and you could go. You could go Young Ho Joe in the outfield for 2,500. The problem there is third base, right? Third base is the kicker. If you went with Young Ho Joe, you'd probably be able to get Jake Yun Hwang also from the Wiz. He plays third base. He bats sixth. That would be an option. This is all if you're going with Mike Wright as your secondary pitcher. Definitely lock in Ki Yam Im. Again, don't blame me if you go with Wright. I can't see anybody going with Park for that price. I think Lee for the Heroes is the best option. Even though he's going against the Bears, I know the Bears have a stacked lineup. I still think that's the way to go. So looking at this roster, like I said, you've got 4,650 left. So you've got money. You've got money to determine which way do you want to go. I'm tempted to go with Rojas and Kang from the Wiz at first base and the outfielder. That would definitely that would knock me down to having maybe a little under $3,000 left per player. But that's doable. Or okay, I might go Jin-Sung Kang here for the Dinos at first base. He bats fifth. I do remember that, Kay. I do remember that. It was in the old mall. There used to be this old mall, the Richland Mall, and it was a single story, and there was a soft serve ice cream place. I can't remember the name of it now, but it wasn't like a national chain store. It wasn't like a Dairy Queen or something like that, but it had a name. And I remember we each had a sundae and we were eating it, and some old guy in a hat, I want to say he had a cane, went walking by, and he says to K-Rock, he goes, and he says, hey, don't let him eat it upside down. Just out of the blue, like we were just there, don't let him eat it upside down. And then he goes walking away. Never knew it. Never knew exactly what he meant. What it meant. It means something, I'm sure. That's what me and Kay have said that. I mean, this happened probably 20 years ago now. See, right? It all comes full circle, man. I'm expecting it to be something that, like, in a number of years, we are somewhere, and I'm confronted with a situation where someone goes, well, if you want to eat this, you got to eat it upside down. And me to be considering it for some reason. And the the old words will ring true. And kind of be like, no. Don't you remember? I can't let you eat it upside down. I'll be like, oh my God, you're right. I think that's probably what's going to happen. All right, if I get Kang and I throw Kang into first base here. Boom, I still got 4,600. And now I'm looking at yeah, it might not even be me. That's true. I mean, we're just assuming. Or is the younger kid the younger version of the old man? And he just told us to stop him himself from eating it when he's upside down. Right? It could totally be the old man, future self, knowing that we were going to encounter his future kid self eating something upside down and will prevent him from doing it. That sounds right. That sounds right. That one sounds good. That one sounds good. Yeah, we'll totally hold on. We'll be waiting on that. Right? I think that's the one. I mean, that's the one that's like, yeah. Yeah. He traveled back in time because he was a kid in like the year 2032. And well, if you see that dude, yeah, you gotta go. And if someone's going over to pick it up, stop them. Stop them. Just be like, no, no, you can't. You can't eat it upside down. I'm not thrilled about any of the Dinos options at third base, shortstop, or outfield that I don't already have. With this possible exception of Aaron Ather, but he bats fucking. This guy's torturous. Right? Yeah, he'll be. Yeah, we'll be like, "Where's Rev? Why isn't Rev at the stream on Wednesday? What happened to him?" And we'll do a search on Google and we'll see a Scottish newspaper. Local man committed to asylum. Wouldn't stop screaming. He had it upside down. That's what's gonna happen. I hate the fact that this guy's batting 8th. I would have this guy in my lineup for 100% if he wasn't batting 8th. If I go with Ather, all right, you know what? If I go with Ather, it gives me a 4 stack on the Dinos. I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. Let's take a look at what we can get at third base and shortstop. You got 4,100, so you can definitely fill this out any way you want. Probably. I might go. 4,100 is not bad. But third base is such a tricky position to fill out in the Korean baseball. I'd like to try to get Jung Choi in there, who actually plays for the Wyverns. But he's 5,200. If I went him, that knocks me down to $3,000 at shortstop. And $3,000 at shortstop is not necessarily doable unless I kind of punt down to Sung Hyun Kim, who also plays for the Wyverns. He bats ninth, but he's 2,800. So I could fit him in there. I could go Chi Hong An for the Giants, but I don't want the Giants against the Dinos. He's in at 2,900. I'm not necessarily avoiding guys for the Dinos, though. I mean, I don't have the Dinos pitcher starting. Maybe I'd go. Maybe I go best available there. Maybe that's what I do. I think that's what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch Hee Sung Kim, our guy for the Heroes. I'm going to take him out. Instead, I'm going to go with, at second base, I'm going to go with Chi Hong An down here for the Giants going against the Dinos. Chi Hong An bats seventh. It's not great, but I'm not going to be able to afford anybody higher up than that. If I go Chi Hong An right there, and then I just move Kim over to the shortstop, and there you go. That's definitely a potential lineup for me. There's a chance I will cut out Alther just because of the fact that he's batting eighth. If I do cut him out, then I'll probably cut out Kim and On and just redo all three of those positions. And I might get a second lineup going in a double up or something like that. I don't know, but I think that's going to be the primary bet that I make tonight. That's tonight. Tomorrow, what do we have tomorrow? Tomorrow we have a recap of this KBO. We have more KBO. And I don't think we have anything happening on Wednesday other than KBO. Yeah, no, there's no NASCAR. So basically the next 2 days, tonight and tomorrow, is just going to be KBO. Wednesday, we will lead into our golf lineup, which is always interesting. We've definitely been floating around there. I've hit a couple of profit boosts on the sportsbook, and I haven't gotten the fantasy draft in there yet. But we came very close. That was very interesting. That even though we had lost 2 of our 6 golfers who did not make the cut, we were actually pretty close because of how well our other golfers did at making it into the money in our $12 single entry, the big one. What did we do on that one? How close were we? Yeah, we were close, man. There were 9,803 entries. And even though we lost 2 of our golfers, we finished only 14 points out of the money. Only 14 points out of the money. About 500 spots out of the money, but we were right there. Yeah, I think that a lot of people got hurt by Justin Thomas missing the cut, which we did not have. But I think that hurt a lot of teams. Him plus Bubba Watson, which did hurt us. But anyway, that's going to be our. We'll have a big gambling show on Wednesday, prior to our big room stream. So if you're not doing anything earlier, Rev, you could swing by here. I'll keep my eye out. I don't know if I'll get a notice of when you create your account. But if you do, we can definitely have some fun getting you some lineups rolling for you. And yeah, seriously, any of your friends, share that account with them and let them know. Or I guess you could take it. You could. Yeah, totally, dude. That's perfect. My schedule is listed on my Twitch page as to what Eastern time I. Does it show you in your like when you're viewing it? Does it show you my schedule in your time? Like Rev, like if you go to the schedule, does it show you like when streams are happening? I guess it would, right? Does it automatically adjust to your time? Yeah, dude, get me on a projector so that I can. Okay, cool. That's awesome. So yeah, so it automatically adjusts for your time. So yeah, Tuesday I'll be at 11 p.m. Yeah, and then I think I hop on at like 1 a.m. your time on Wednesday before we get into the big room. But yeah, just take a look at that schedule. You'll see I'm pretty good at keeping my schedule and actually showing up when it says. I hope to see you on if not beforehand, hope to see you at least at the big room on Wednesday. And yeah, dude, would love to get more people. Any questions any of your buddies got for any of the sports? And man, I'm serious. I would love to hook up and get some discussion going about soccer. About soccer. I don't know if we could even look at if you have Skype or anything like that. We could possibly connect via Skype and actually talk over live while we're streaming. Yeah, dude, totally. I would love to talk with you guys on your podcast or have you guys talk on my stream. That would be cool. That would be great. I'd love to hook up with you one-on-one if possible to go for some soccer stuff. I think it would be fun if you have Skype. I think we can connect for free even on Skype, and not have to worry about charges or whatever. And I can set up the format. We can work through some soccer lineups together and see what we do. What's the title of? I feel. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Yeah. I'll send you. How the hell do I do that? I've got. I'll send you a link at some point, and we can connect on whatever. Just let me know your preference, whether it's. I know Skype, you have to have an account on Skype. I think it's free. Yeah, I don't think you're not gonna get you're not gonna get canceled for that title. You'll be fine. You'd be fine with that cancel, man. Well, you'd be fine with that title. That's fine. I'm sure you're good with that. You might wind up getting some, some feminist right person or something that would come in and not be happy, but I don't think you're going to get canceled or in any kind of trouble with it. Are you looking at doing that on Twitch or just separate on your own, like on your own time? Yeah. I got concerned about big rooms sometimes. BT and ADM sometimes. You know, it gets you've seen. It gets funny, but some of us are having some of us have a bit more difficulty keeping the line straight than others at times. But we'll see where that goes. But yeah, dude. Yeah. I know you got a bit. You have to be a member of Skype. Yeah. I'm sure you'll be fine. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine. But yeah, dude, I will definitely. I'll look into. Um, I know. I think you can do Zoom for free. I think we only have a 45-minute time limit on Zoom. Right, exactly. And I think that's the key. I mean, I think that that's what Twitch is about too. I mean, as long as you're not blatantly or doing something, and none of us, no one in my group or in my circle is about hate or hatred or that sort of thing. So, if something is funny or whatever, it happens. But yeah, I think if we did Zoom, we have a 45-minute limit or something like that before you have to pay or start another one or something. But let me know when you're hooked up, and let me know when you'd want to, hop on a. Yeah, dude, give me your Twitter handle. I'll follow you if I haven't already. I don't think I have. All right, dude. I'm gonna be shutting down here soon. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if I have any more gambling to do. I could look at another lineup, but go get that pizza. Let me see what else I got here. All right. Yeah, let's see. I haven't looked into the Japanese baseball at all yet. I would imagine it's only a matter of time. Before I do. Oh, here we go. Let's take a look at this. Is this that? Maybe I will get into Japanese baseball all of a sudden. Let's take a look here. What if I jump into a... Let's see. Let me enter the... Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to enter a small $1 Japanese baseball tournament. First time. Off the cuff. Let's see. Let's just reserve this to get my spot. Now they've got a different setup here. Let's do a quick read on this. So really, on Japanese baseball, you're drafting one pitcher, two infielders, two outfielders, and two utility men. You got the pizza. Is it good pizza? Looking good. I'm looking at maybe doing a quick Japanese tournament. Japanese baseball tournament. Which I haven't done before. Sounds good. I had a Sicilian sandwich from a local chain place called Permane Brothers. I don't know if you ever heard of Permane Brothers. They get mentioned on sports, baseball, and mainly baseball and football sometimes from Pittsburgh. But it's a shop here in Pittsburgh called Permane Brothers. They've got maybe half a dozen locations here in Pittsburgh, and they've become famous for putting everything on their sandwich. So if you order their sandwich, you get everything that's on a sandwich, plus their fries. The fries go right on the sandwich. The coleslaw goes right on the sandwich. Everything goes right on the sandwich between the bread. So that's pretty. And I got it. Permane Brothers might have been on Man vs. Food at some point. They might have been. Yeah, they might have been. They could have done it for their hot. I know that. Oh yeah, you know what they were? They were. Yeah, it definitely was. Because that was the. They were in Pittsburgh one time, and the dude went to. Yeah, Man vs. Food is fantastic, and he went to Quaker Steak and Lube. He went to Quaker Steak and Lube and tried to do their Triple X Atomic Hot Wing challenge in Pittsburgh, but he also he swung by Permane Brothers. I don't think it was for an actual challenge part, but he just went there to eat. But yeah, just the other day, I got the Capone, which is a tall sandwich with capicola and Sicilian and salami and something else I don't remember. It's good. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if I've seen an episode of Bar Rescue. I watched all the Man vs. Food, but then that went away for a while, right? Like he stepped away because he felt like he couldn't do it anymore. And I know they brought it back, but I haven't caught back on since it. I remember it went away for a while. He went vegan? That's frightening. Yeah, well, if anybody put his gastrointestinal fucking track through some damage, it was Adam there. He fucking yeah. Yeah, well, that's like those. It's like the hot dog eating championships, right? Like, what's his name? Joey Chestnut, and what's the other guy's name? Hamaguchi or something. The tsunami. at the Coney Island Hot Dog Eating Championship, which I won money on one year, by the way. I bet Joey Chestnut to break the record the year that he broke the record, and won money on that bet. That was fun. I see. Okay. But yeah, like I said, dude, look at me on Twitter there. I have my Twitter link on my Twitch handle. Send me follow me or whatever. I'll follow you, and then I can send you a message, and we can coordinate what would be the best date that you'd be interested in doing a soccer run through. I think, what am I? I'm at BB Rumble, at Betting with BB Rumble on Twitter. Yeah, at Bet with BB Rumble. Cock. I understand that. Yeah, there you go. Look, hook up on Twitter there with me when you can, and that way we'll be able to more easily coordinate for a soccer run through. Yeah, I work a lot on Facebook, so I would probably have Facebook regardless. So yeah, I think that I would. All right. Looking at this, here's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking at this short slate baseball for Japanese. Cool, thank you. I will, as soon as I'm done here, I'll hop over there and get you back, and then we can sort out a return to I'll even bill it that way: the return to Bundesliga. Make it into a fantasy epic. Returning hero. I was cast out of the Bundesliga, roamed the wilds, found a sage. Lead me back to the promised land of Bundesliga. That's fine. Doesn't matter. If you, I can send you a direct message through the Twitter, just to, like I said, just to sort out. I'm thinking more of it of just a way to communicate I haven't tried. There's something. I think you can do something on. Can you do something on Twitch or something like called? There's something called Whispers or something on. I have no idea. I've only really used Twitch for thing. I'll send you a message in one way or another, either Twitch or Twitter, so we can hook up and do this talking about soccer thing. Alright, so this is very interesting. Okay, so these are accurate. Interesting. Yeah, I would like I said, I will bet on anything, and I'll draft anything. I've been doing it most of my life, and I'm a good gambler, and I've never had success on soccer, either with the draft or the bet. So I'd love to get you on the line while I'm streaming and have us talk it over and figure out what we're gonna build a lineup, and see what kind of a success rate we can get going there. I think that would be fun. All right, so let's take a look. All right. What if we go with this? I'm basing these picks right now purely. I have not researched at all the Japanese league, but I'm going to enter a $1 lineup just to have fun and see what happens. I'm going to go primarily off of the information I'm gathering from RotoWire here. And this is just going to be essentially not knowing anything about the teams. Okay. Interesting. So based on this, I really like the idea of, let's see, Hamaguchi. I think it would make sense that the first guy I draft in the Japanese league is Hamaguchi. I mean, that definitely sounds like the name of a guy I should be drafting. But is it? Let's see. He's facing a Giant side that's tied for the lead in runs per game this season. The 25-year-old, let's see, cruised to 3-point. A high strikeout, high walk arm is generally better than alternative. Let's see. Had one game started, won that game, 8.8. There you go. 8.1 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts. Gave up 10 hits, but no earned runs. Hamaguchi it is. I'm in with Hamaguchi. I'm definitely in for Hamaguchi. Alright, it looks like a good potential affordable leadoff man. Could be Takayuki Kachitani. Let's find him. Coming in at 4,200. Takayuki Kachitani. He's in the outfield. Let's take him. Definitely. We'll throw him in there. And now if we look to stack, So there's a team called the Buffaloes. The Buffaloes are struggling. They haven't scored a lot of runs, but they're going against a guy named Takahashi. He's had above a 4 ERA for 4 seasons, above 4.5 the last 2. Not many strikeouts. All right. I'm game with that. Let's see what happens if we look to build a stack with Takahiro Okada. Takahiro Okada. Takahiro Okada. Takahiro Okada. Where are you, buddy? Wow, there's a lot of people at 3,100. Here he is, Takahiro Okada. Let's take him in the outfield. Boom. All right. Okada's the leadoff guy for the Buffaloes as well. Looks like he's batting 300. Yep, batting 300. All right, I'm done with that. So now, who's this? Adam Jones is another suggestion. Adam Jones. So he's batting cleanup. Let's take him. But now that seems to leave us with a lot of money. Who can we spend up on? Otaka Yamakawa. He's been one of the best hitters in the league. Ha! We're going to take right here for sure. Otaka Yamakawa in the infield. Absolutely. Okay, so if you take him, I don't know if I want to follow through with the rest of that stack. I don't necessarily want to go with Okamoto or Sakamoto because they're both hitting against Hamaguchi, who I have as my pitcher. Brandon Laird is leading the league in home runs. He's here at 7,900. He's an infielder. Let's take him at the infield. All right, so that makes me think, hey, we should upgrade one of these other stacks so that we can get more going. Maybe with Yamakawa here on Sai. Let's take a look at Sai. They are the Lions. Okay, so yeah, so we're looking at a double stack here. Getting some guys on the Buffaloes and someone. If the Buffaloes are fighting, Buffaloes are playing the Lions though. You got to go with the Lions, right? I mean, although I guess if the Buffaloes are stampeding, the Buffaloes are stampeding. Yeah, dude, that was fantastic. Like I said, I'll be in touch about soccer. If I don't see you Wednesday, I'll see you. If I don't see you beforehand, hopefully I'll see you Wednesday. Be safe out there, man. All right, so we gotta look at Shuto Tonosaki. Shuto Tonosaki's right here. He's Rev says goodbye to you, Cybernetic Twitch bot K-Rock. So now the question is, do I want to leave that much money? I probably don't, right? I mean, we got Nakamura here. Nakamura at 6,800. Do we want to get him in place of? It's two separate entities now. The Hand of K-Rock and the Cybernetic Twitch bot. Well, let's do this. Why don't we switch out? Yeah, that's what to do. Switch out that. Put Nakamura in there instead. Tonosaki's a second base, third base. Nakamura is second base, third base. God damn it. Laird is second base, third base. Yamakawa is second base, third base. Kajitani. But we could drop Kajitani in place of Ogino. Let's verify that Ogino is even playing. Yeah, okay, so Gino bats third. Let's do it. Alright, that's going to be our first ever Japanese baseball lineup. Just going in for $1. We'll enter that. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'll start reading up on Japanese baseball a little bit more. So we'll see. And that's everything. Had a great time with Rev and the Hand of K-Rock today. Did some good gambling. We'll be at it again tomorrow. And keep gambling. Stay safe out there. Good luck. Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.